It's local, it's hometown, so it's kind of Hoosier Hollywood right here.
I mean, this is a massive budget. Between $80 and $140 million, I heard.
I can't even explain it.
This is a great moment for Mayor David Duran. It's a great moment for the city of Crown Point.
1, 2, 3.
Well, tonight we're having a special screening of Public Enemies. City of Crown Point was involved in the helping with the filming of this movie. Was filmed by Universal Studios. And so tonight we had an opportunity to do a pre-screening to raise money to help restore the building you see behind us, the old Sheriff's Foundation.
I am a member of the Old Sheriff's House Foundation Board of Directors, and that's where the movie Public Enemies was shot in the former Lake County Jail. Oh, we were ecstatic. We had a good opportunity to work with Universal, who was just great to work with. They came in, they were very respectful of the history and of the building, didn't tear anything up, were very mindful, helped us out. They sandblasted that whole first floor of the jail and really turned that into a place where we can do tours and generate income so that we can continue the further restoration of the old Sheriff's House and the former Lake County Jail.
You know, movies are big business, and that's why convention and visitor bureaus and state tourism offices and cities have film offices, is because it does exactly what Johnny Depp and this movie have done for Crown Point. Johnny's experience at coming through the museum. We did it after hours. We closed it down to the public so he and his entourage could enjoy a private view of the John Dillinger Museum at our visitor center. He was very charming, very personable. We had a great time. I was very fascinated by how deeply involved he became in the study of the character, and I look forward to seeing how accurate it is and how well he did. So I think it's going to be a fun night.
We got the press release from Jennifer, and it was everything was kind of don't tell anybody, but. And we found out that the movie was going to be coming, and then we found out that Johnny Depp was going to be coming, and it snowballed from there. And it was like, oh, this for the city of Crown Point, and I not being from Crown Point originally, and then learning about the history of what went on with Dillinger here, and finding out, oh, this is just going to be huge for the city and for Lake County in general. I mean, it's just snowballed into something fantastic.
I played an extra as an inmate. Ended up in the jail. It was actually really cool. He's extremely down to earth. It was unbelievable. He was so nice and just like a regular old guy. Actually, my own town and story that I heard up growing, hearing my whole life, and to be in a huge movie about it is just unbelievable. So
I play one of the newspaper reporters that's right in the booking room of the Sheriff's House when they bring in Dillinger. So I asked 2 or 3 questions right at the start of the press conference. Well, the part that was the most exciting for me was being a part of something that was so local and historic, and the chance to play a newspaper reporter who would be covering a popular news event much like I do today. So I think that was probably the parallel was what I enjoyed the most.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I have 2 lines in the movie. So one of them is asking Dillinger what it's like to be back in Indiana, and the second one is asking him about the last time he was in Mooresville, Indiana, his hometown. It really was fascinating for me to see the other side of the entire process. So much of what I write about is the finished product, so to be a part of the actual process was really fascinating and gives me kind of a newfound respect of the entire industry.
I play the part of Hoover Reporter number 1 in the scene from Washington, D.C. with Christian Bale. I am the lead reporter with the lead question in the scene 19 of the movie. How did you run down Pretty Boy Floyd? My beginning line was shot from my back, and Michael Mann was on the camera, and he said, if you move into my camera, I'll kill you. And on the second take, Hoover Reporter number 2, who was David Ennis of WJOB fame, he fainted into the camera, and Michael caught him in midair.
Yes, I was a newspaper reporter towards the end of the film when they arrest Alvin Karpis. It's history. It doesn't really glamorize it. It is what it is, and you just go with it.
Well, it was exciting just to audition, and I was called back, and then I thought that I was out of the running. Then I realized that I was back in the running for the role of Deputy Sheriff Blunk, who gets taken hostage by Dillinger and his accomplice when they break out of jail. And then I knew that I had a chance to be in not only in the film, but be in the scenes with Johnny Depp, and that, of course, made it even more exciting. So then when I heard from my agent, are you kidding me? I was over the moon. I'm in about midway through the film when Johnny is arrested and flown, extradited back to Indiana, and arraigned here in that actual courthouse, and in jail, breaks out of jail with a hulking man named Herbert Youngblood, and he takes 2 hostages. I'm one of them, and he also takes the motor pool mechanic hostage.
How was Johnny to work with?
Oh my God, he's a prince. Put it this way, as cool as you might think Johnny is, he's even cooler. So, I mean, really generous, really witty, and I would just say ultimately sweet. I feel really fortunate to have gotten cast, really fortunate to have played Deputy Blanc. I mean, come on, 8 days on the set, made a little money. I spent some good time with Johnny, and and I'm in a fairly critical scene to the narrative of the film, the breakout scene in Crown Point, Indiana.
Well, it's the Hollywood spin on this already. We know that half of it isn't true, and the other half of it is just a guess. But when they ask us, who killed who killed Pat O'Malley, we know it was Dillinger. They still seem to think that because he was never tried, that he wasn't guilty. I look at him as criminal legends, evil criminal legends, and not just legends. Patrick O'Malley's wife and 3 daughters had to live on $50 a month after he was gunned down. The actors for this movie will probably make $20 million. I just don't like the hype, but I'll go with it. That's why my wife isn't here. She won't have anything to do with this. It's just too hard on her. But I felt that I owed that to Pat, to be here and honor Pat O'Malley's name, because he's the whole reason that this has happened here and why Dillinger was brought back. And that's part of history. So I just add what I can to it and let history be the judge.
You're right. Obviously Crown Point, one of the many things it's known for is the escape of John Dillinger. I don't think you can necessarily run away or hide from your history. It's just part of our city's history. The movie's for entertainment, but I don't think anybody's going to lose sight of the fact of what John Dillinger was and ultimately how he ended up. So
Johnny Depp is a different story. He is a movie star. But John Dillinger, the person, is nobody to idolize or to model oneself after. Let's remember the fallen police officers who were killed and their families. And so if we can use today's event to help build a police museum and raise funds for that, and to remember the officers, that it was a successful collaborative initiative to bring Dillinger and members of his gang to justice, we should remember that.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.